Oh, what's good, everybody? Bren here. It is Sunday, November. I'm sorry, November. What the fuck? December 21st. I hope everybody's having a happy fucking holidays. Been a pretty slow week. Give me 3 seconds here. I'm posting something in the Telegram. For some reason, Telegram is being weird today, and when I'm posting the link to the stream in Telegram, it's not showing up. It's like showing us something weird. So, um, give me 2 seconds, but I hope everybody's having an amazing Sunday. Today we're coming for a what's it called? For a stream, usually a Sunday review. I'm gonna call it. Usually I do a stream on Tuesdays and Fridays, but on Friday of this week, EV Mux, which is the kind of it's like OVS. It's like the streaming software we use. Was actually the servers were down. I don't know what servers they were using, but they were down for over an hour right as we were starting to stream. So wasn't able to stream on Friday. So here we are. I think some people are rolling in from the Telegram right now. I hope so. There's only 2 comments. But let me know if you're in the chat, if you can see. Okay, I start to see some more in there. So let me know you're in Bossman Calls. You guys are coming from there. You were able to see the link. That's good. That's good. The link is messed up for some reason earlier. I was trying to click on it. But anyway, hope everybody's having an amazing day. I want to do this. I kind of like we're doing this on Sunday. It's usually a great time to do a stream, talk about the market going into the week. Obviously, it is an interesting week today, right? Obviously, we're going into the Christmas, which almost always, I mean, if you go back and backtrack these charts, usually within 10 days of Christmas on each side, usually at 10 to 15% range, if that, on Bitcoin, usually way smaller within a few percent. Which again plays into our favor because if you've been paying attention to the tweets, you've been on these streams, which again do them every Tuesdays and Fridays. So make sure if you guys are new, please let me know you're new in the chat if this is your first time tuning in. And 2, let me know what country you're tuning in from. I always love to see. I start to see literally the whole region thing on Twitter. You know how you can see everybody's region on their profile has really opened my eyes to how many people I'm connected to, or how many people on Twitter from all over the world. Just like from all of these hundreds of different countries, like Lithuania and all these different countries that I wouldn't really have thought of. So it's amazing to see. So I want to see everybody where they're at in the world. And let's get into it though with Bitcoin. I think this Christmas. Also, before we get started, if you guys could, if you're in here, like, comment, retweet, share it with friends. Obviously, follow. I think it's a really exciting time to be, I think, involved in crypto, despite everything being down, because I do think we're about to enter probably the most explosive or the period with the most adoption that we'll ever see. And but let's get into it. Bitcoin, I think this slow period, the last week or so, is actually playing into our favor, because I think very, very, very likely at this point that what we've seen on Bitcoin since November 21st is the same thing that we saw here back in here. Let me go to my normal Bitcoin chart for a second. Is the same thing we saw here in this box that I have, with the green letters in, right? In April, what did we see end the April correction? Is uh, we shifted off of the low at 76K and held it and retested it one time, but essentially held this 76K low for over a month, about 31 days, and it shifted back to all-time highs. What are we seeing here for Bitcoin? Not only is it doing that same kind of pattern where it's holding that low for over 30 days, but now it's slowly chopping back down towards this low, showing what I like to call corrective behavior or indecision, right? It's showing that, to me, I think sell pressure is drying up. Going into a big low like this, I think we're very likely in the next few weeks going to see a shift back to the upside for Bitcoin. It's very possible that, again, we continue to chop down. I think between here and 81K, as I think where we're going to see the bottom. And yeah, guys, I think what we're seeing here simply, and I continue to repeat this on the streams and in the texts or on the tweets, is because it's really as simple as this. Most people in crypto are looking at, zoomed in charts and indicators that really aren't telling us anything about, the past or where markets really go. Whereas we look at these simple concepts like what has ended every Bitcoin correction, a period of 3 to 8 weeks of consolidation, right? 3 to 8 weeks of consolidation here, 4 weeks of consolidation here. Both of these 4 weeks of consolidation led to all-time highs in Bitcoin. What do we see here? The last few weeks again, consolidation. That's why I've been so adamant, especially the last few, the last week or two, that we're coming up on that bottom finally. And the reason why I think, this scenario is definitely possible. I think what's the most likely scenario that plays out here, guys, is something like this, where Bitcoin continues to chop down, moves up, shoots up, and then actually goes back to all-time highs. I know that's the unpopular opinion here, but at the end of the day, I think the fundamentals, the macro, I'm seeing you guys in the chat, by the way. I'm gonna look at the comments in a second. The macro, what's it called? The macro, the institutional adoption, the regulatory clarity that's coming up, everything outside of price, I think is going to end up leading to a push to all-time highs. I think everything outside of price is extremely bullish, and it's going to end up pushing crypto, I believe, to all-time highs, or at least Bitcoin to all-time highs to start the year. Now, while I think that's probably a very high likelihood, good probability of that happening, that's kind of my bias. First of all, I'll kind of go over maybe people who trade leverage trading, right? Should you be trading leverage trading after 1010? Should one be trading leverage using perps futures after the 1010 wipeout? First of all, I think that leverage should only be used once somebody has years of experience, really, but more so a spot portfolio, a portfolio of spot coins set up to spot coins. Sorry, hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I was looking at something. A portfolio of spot coins set up where you have your Bitcoin, ETH, SOL, most of your more money in the stables, ETH, stables and majors, and then your spot alts, memes, all that different stuff that you can really capitalize on this next run up. And then I always recommend same thing with what's it called? Prediction markets. I would always advise, definitely play with those things. That some people are going to do very well with them, but use 5 to 10% of your portfolio to get there, right? Don't bet the house on stuff like that. And yeah, so that's kind of as far as perps though. Should anybody be trading perps? That's that. But if you are going to be trading perps, you're already doing it. You already kind of have a little bit of experience under your belt. Right now, I'm going to give you a perp ETH long setup that I've been accumulating, or the ETH long setup that I'm in currently that I think may lead to this pump up to the upside. And first of all, we did catch this move down from about 3,200 a few weeks ago down to about 28, which was a nice little short. But again, like I said here, I think this next move up is actually going to be the big long that could mimic this trade that we got here. From June to August, did really well on that. That was probably my best leverage trade ever. And I think we can get a repeat, but potentially from similar levels we're at now, we're only, couple, maybe 25%, 20% lower than we were back here. But I think this might have more upside and very potentially breaks all-time highs here on ETH. This could potentially be a very good long setup. But again, right here, I'm going to give you a long setup that has stop losses. I advise you, if you're going to take this or any long setup, use stop losses. So really, right now, I've been building a long position with an average entry of about 1940 on ETH, with a stop loss here below this low at about 1870, and a first target of above this high at 34. Okay, so we're risking about $100 on ETH to potentially, just for the first target, to get about 450. And these swing long positions that you could take are a lot better to me than these high frequency scalps. They take time to set up. But yeah, that's the long setup that I'm in right now. About 29, like I said, 29.40 is my average entry, with a stop loss at about 20, like I said, 28.50, and a first target of about 30, what did I say, 35, and then some staggered targets even higher at about 4,000 and higher than there. So yeah, I think this ETH long position or ETH long thing is very likely going to print if we're able to hold this structure here. And I think some more chop into Christmas would actually be, play into our favor. Okay, so yeah, the higher we chop, the longer we chop above 81K, the higher the likelihood again that this is going to end up being a base that leads us to 100K. And again, study what's happened to end every one of these corrections and see the stark similarities between the two, right? So it's all you really have to look at. I do want to get to chat really quickly. Just Bukas, how you doing, man? I appreciate everybody for spending your Sunday with me. I know usually we do the streams Tuesdays and Fridays, but I wanted to do a little bit of a review with everybody. So if you're just hopping in, I appreciate everybody for being here. We're just doing a chart review and some other things. Chart reviews. We're going to go over also SoFi is the first bank to issue a stable coin. Will Pump ever pump again? A lot of people are seeming to call the death of Pump Fund. Do meme coins need traditional marketing? We're seeing Jack Duvall and a lot of other people talk about that lately. And we'll obviously do chart requests and a lot of other good stuff. But if you guys could like, comment, retweet, share the stream, always appreciated. Watching from Sweden, that's what's up. What's up, Sneak? Zest, appreciate you for sharing. YR, what's good? I need the Solana Alpha, bro. How cooked is the team? How cooked are we? Are you asking how cooked is the Solana team? We're not. We're definitely not cooked. I think Solana is just getting started, just like ETH. Just depends whether Bitcoin wants to go back to all-time highs from here, or if it wants to do something like this. Maybe trade below that 200 moving average, fail to break it, and then give us one more low. Something like this is always possible. But I think a year from now, we're going to look back, and I think Bitcoin's going to be much higher than it is now, or at least it'll have moved higher at one point. First listener, usually at work during the streams. That's what's up. Thank you so much for being on, MJ. That was my hope in these streams, that maybe the regulars weren't informed, but it would at least some other people who haven't not been on the streams before could get on. So appreciate everybody watching from Canada. What's up, YR? Rojam, Manifesting Diva. What's good? What's good, P? So yeah, P. We're actually gonna have P on the stream here soon as well. This next week. She's just big in the memes in general, and a great community. I think I met her from the UFD community when we had Basement Ron on, and just been following her stuff. And she's a lot of great content, as well as she's also into some stuff on. I remember we were talking about moon phases a couple weeks ago, and I showed you guys the moon phases charts. Give me 1 second.